How is everybody doing today? We are getting some heavy rain, so what is happening is the plants are getting weighted down, so we're having to trim them back. Super busy over here. We have another tomato that we wanted to test, and I didn't want to take the risk of our thunderstorms causing it to go bad. It is the black trifill tomato, also known as the Japanese black trifill. This one looks like pretty much typical how they turn out. This is one of our very favorite flavors for tomatoes. It's called a black trifill, but it's more of a mahogany color. It'll get green shoulders. Those green shoulders will go away. I can't say enough about this tomato. It's a potato leaf plant, disease resistant. Doesn't really get blossom end rot, doesn't really get cracking in it. Has a teardrop shape sort of to it. I'm not quite sure if you guys can see it in this. But this is the black trifill tomato. It actually comes from Russia, but it's called the Japanese black trifill a lot of places, or just the black trifill. A really good tomato. We grow it in our yard. It's one of the staples that we want in our yard often. We're getting, hold on a second. Oh, it come right off, huh? So an excellent tomato. It's been ready for a couple days. We're not sure if we'll get a chance to get to it with all the work we have going on in our yard right now. And I'm also not quite sure how the camera shows color that well. It's more like a mahogany wood color. I wouldn't call it red, maybe rust more than red. They can get a little bit darker. They can have more of green shoulders, but as soon as those green shoulders start to fade, it's pretty ripe. This is one that I would say we kind of like ripened a little more, or overripe, because we use it for sauces. But we also know a lot of online places say that they don't like the flavor of it as much ripe. They like it better, a little underdone, so that they can use it as a slicer more. We don't use this one necessarily as a slicer, but a really good tomato, probably in our top 3 to 5 for flavor. And one that we have to grow every year, the Japanese black trifill, or the black trifill. I'll make sure the pronunciation on that's right. These come from our seeds that have been grown in our yard multiple times. We don't really do as good with the potato leaf plants as we would like. It seems like the leafing is more sparse, even if the leaves are a little more potato leafed and stable. And this is potato leafed right here. You can see the shape of the leaf is more of a rounded.
Like a potato leaf?
Yeah, and then also if you look at this one right here, this is a regular leaf tomato, and it's got ridges all along it. So most tomatoes have those ridges, but occasionally they have potato leaves. We don't mind growing the potato leafed ones as much. I like the ridged ones a little bit better. There's another that looks like potato leaf. I think that's the Black Beauty's potato leafed as well. But the black trifill tomato, we'll take that inside and we will show you guys what it looks like. Love you guys. Catch you in a second. Alright, I don't know if I mentioned it yet or not, but it is July 19th of 2021. And this is the black trifill tomato. See, you might be able to see the shape a little bit better. It's almost bowling pin shaped, or pear shaped, I would say. I think the shape of it really helps with brushing off excess waters and stuff like that. So the shape kind of helps a little bit with not getting blossom end rot, and also maybe a little bit with the lack of splitting, because with our rains that have hit recently and stuff like that, we have been getting a lot of splitting going on. But this is one of our very favorite tomatoes. From everything that I remember from the past, the inside juice of it is a little bit juicier than some other tomatoes. That's why I kind of don't feel like I would call it a slicing tomato. You could use it as one, but I wouldn't call it necessarily as one. But we like it for sauces, especially if you want to thicken it up a little bit. You use another tomato, like say a paste tomato like San Marzano, Roma. There's also an Amish paste tomato that I don't know if we've tried before, but I hear is really good as well. But you kind of take a paste tomato and this tomato and mix them together, and it's almost like ready-made sauce. You don't really need to add a lot of basil or other herbs and spices to the sauce, and that's what we really liked about the flavor. So it wouldn't be our very favorite tomato just because we like a slicing tomato more than we like anything else, but this one would be one of our very favorites for a sauce add tomato.
Yeah, and there's something that we've been wanting to try, hoping to get enough of these one year to make tomato soup. I would like to try to make a tomato soup with these tomatoes. I think it would be really, really good. We're gonna cut it open and give you guys a look. Very pretty on the inside.
Even though it's a mahogany color, I think the dark interiors of them can make it.
Yeah. It's really pretty. It smells really good.
Does it smell done? It's not as juicy as I remember. Oh, it's a lot juicier than it looks.
Yeah.
All right.
But we're gonna save seeds off of this one. Did you want to do a taste test?
Yeah, let's do a small bite of one. See, the juice pockets around the edge seem to be... Is it good? Would you say it's over or under?
I think it's perfect.
All right, so one of our very favorite sauce tomatoes. As Angel is saying, we want to try to make tomato soup with this. Her great grandma Virginia passed away this year, and one of the things that we wanted to say to her before she passed last year, one of the things we wanted to say to her before she passed was we were going to try to make tomato soup from tomatoes from the yard. So if anybody's got any good tomato soup recipes to do videos about, I would be super interested in a video on that. But her name was Virginia. Anyways, this is the black trifill tomato. It's one of our favorites that I would consider for like a soup or a sauce. Let me give it a try real quick. I would say if we left it on another day or two, we wouldn't be able to because of our weather. But if we had left it on another day or two, I think it would pick up the flavor a lot. It tastes salty a little bit to me.
Yeah, it has a little bit of a salty-ish taste to it. It's not super acidic at all. Like, I would say it's juicy, so it's refreshing. It doesn't have that huge acidic taste that most tomatoes have. And it's sweet. It's like sweet and salty a little bit.
So I'd highly recommend this to anybody who grows tomatoes in order to make soups or sauces. It is a little bit juicy to make soups, to make sauces with, especially if you like your sauces a little bit thicker like me and Angel do. But in order to thicken it up, you can just get yourself some like even Roma tomatoes from the store. I know store-bought tomatoes don't have much flavor, but they won't need much in order to just thicken up this flavor here. It's almost like there's herbs and spices kind of in it. This one to me tasted a little bit salty. From what I understand, the meat doesn't look really mealy. When they start to get overdone, the meat will get mealier, and the weight of the tomato you can feel holds a lot of moisture, and I feel like the actual sauce consistency, like if you drain it like a lot of tomatoes, what you get is a lot of water weight coming out. But this is more of a like a thicker consistency to it.
Like a jelly weight.
Yeah, so it would make a really good sauce when added to something else like that. But that's what we plan. We plan on saving seeds from this one because it's pretty much a perfect looking black trifill tomato. Really, really excellent stuff. So I'll take you guys out for one more quick little look at the plant and any afterthoughts. Love you guys.
Thanks for watching.
All right, so it is July 19th of 2021. That's all it is right here, just two plants and one other tomato on here so far, but that last one looked really good, and being able to save seeds is also a big goal of ours each year. So if that's all we were able to get from it, that's all right. We had a huge stagger this year. Our June was consistently in the hundreds, so we ended up way hotter than we were expecting, and had a big stagger step in the flowering process, so some of these ain't flowering nearly as much as we want. We are quite a bit hopeful on a lot of them though, because the danger of first frost for our area is October 1st, so we still have 2 to 2.5 months probably to grow these. Depending on how the weather is, this is a weird July for us, but a potato leaf plant, strong, disease resistant, it usually produces a lot more. I just wanted to mention we're a small family in a small yard with 2 plants that are not in the greatest of shape, so none of our looks at the tomatoes or the peppers are indicative of what your grow necessarily would be. These are 17-gallon containers that we have these in, I believe. Bought at Walmart for like $8. We put the holes a little bit up. In our area, we're prone to getting droughts and dry weather, so we like to have like a water reservoir by putting the holes part way up. If you're in a high humidity area, that might not be as needed for you. The holes on the bottom though, I would suggest raising it up off the ground somehow so you don't get slugs, different kinds of pests that will come in through the bottom holes if they set against the ground. But a 17-gallon bucket, 2 plants, caged around, up. We've done better with this tomato lots of times before, so it can be a really strong producer and great plant to grow, especially if you like making spaghetti sauce or tomato soup, that kind of thing, and you don't have a lot of herbs or just want a unique flavored tomato. I would say this year for us it did taste a little bit salty to me. I'm not quite sure if that was behind. Reading about it online, it shows a lot about it being hold on one second, there's lots of thunder here. We're probably going to get rained on again really soon, and I don't want to be out in it too long. Pear shape right here. Online though, they were talking about it being possibly one that has a bad flavor if let and gone too far, and I'm not quite sure about that. I really like it. I would explain it as a really rich saucy flavor, almost like ready-made sauce. So this is the black trifill tomato, and another one looked at up close. We love you guys. We will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.